Hi, Alex here. Today we're going to talk about one of the main elements of sales management, and in addition to that, one of my specialties, which is the motivational system. The motivational system is the starting point for any kind of new processes launch or any kind of goal setting. In case I had financial goals and a task to build a team, I would have started from developing a motivational system. In case I had to launch a new product, then again I would address the motivational system in the very first place. And if I had a task to increase the efficiency of existing sales team, the first question that I would ask would be, what is your motivational system and how is it organized? I have often found that a lot of team leaders just don't fully realize the importance of a properly built motivation system or underestimate it. And this attitude usually leads to severe consequences for the business. So in this video, we're going to review the most common mistakes made by sales team leaders in relation to motivational systems and the consequences of such actions. That's going to be interesting. During my time working in different sales positions, I've been lucky enough to gain some experience with partner networks. And what's their main advantage for such an enthusiast like me? I would say the diversity of workflow organization. If a partner network is not united by some rigid rules, some solid standards of processes, then you may see how different approaches to work manage different challenges of the market, problems of the market, and situation in the market in general, how they show their strengths and weaknesses, and you may see the consequences of application of such different approaches. Partner networks give me the biggest amount of success and failure cases related to the application of motivational systems, and I'm going to share them with you right now. Let's start with the goals which any motivation system should be aiming for. First, it should ensure the willingness of employees to perform their tasks and job efficiently. Second, it should reward initiative and inspire the employees to go beyond their area of responsibility. Third, it should retain the employees in the company. And the last but not least, it should lead to the business growth. If you run a sales team or a sales department, think whether your motivation system meets the criteria which I just mentioned. The motivation system is like the basic principle of evolution in your sales world. The mechanics of its functioning and development. It should encourage the best specialists and filter out the worst. It should lead people to development. Violation of basic principles of motivation leads to stagnation and decline. Inspires laziness and parasitization. Leads to unhealthy climates and atmosphere in the team and high burnouts and turnover. There's one more thing which I would like to emphasize separately because it's not lying on the surface and a lot of sales team leaders just underestimate the importance of it. So, a salesperson is someone who, like many others, is looking for ways to maximize their income with minimum work efforts. A good salesperson is someone who is going to inspect your motivation system in order to find easy ways to abuse it. So your motivation system should be protected from that. And as well as that, it should serve as a pointer to some areas of responsibility of the employee which their salary depends on the most. If you want to create a focus of attention for the employee on a certain task, then the performance on this task should determine a significant part of their salary, and they just need to understand which of their actions leads to a significant increase or decrease of their paycheck. Now, I would like to go through the most common mistakes in the motivation system which leads to unfortunate consequences. The first one is pretty obvious: non-competitiveness of sales motivation scheme. If a sales team leader doesn't follow the labor market, doesn't know what happens there, is not aware of what the competitors have to offer, completely ignores the job offers which their own employees come with in order to negotiate about their salary, then sooner or later this will lead to the staff outflow. It's important to understand that a good salesperson is someone who is striving to sell their product as more expensively as possible. And if they can sell themselves as a specialist more expensively, then they will also strive to do so. The next mistake is the lack of transparency in the motivation system. If by looking at the methodology of calculation of their salary, the employee cannot understand which of their actions leads to the increase of their salary, then with time they just occupy the position of learned helplessness. It's like, I don't know how my salary is being formed, I don't know how to calculate it either, I don't make any decisions, the management is the ones who make decisions. The danger of this position is that there is no visual connection between the quality and the efficiency of work and the size of the employee's salary. So with time also, this quality and efficiency just cease to matter. The next mistake is the lack of additional remuneration for additional efforts. Just as we said before, a salesperson is someone who's willing to get as much as possible with the least amount of effort spent. So in this case, if they don't see how additional efforts influence their salary in a positive way, then why do they need to spend these efforts? This problem can be resolved by progressive pay scales or non-financial motivation. A separate video can be dedicated to each of these topics. The next problem is auto-fulfilling KPIs. Here we are talking about the KPIs which will be fulfilled by a certain percentage, even in case the employee doesn't show at work at all. This means that in this case, the company just pays for the auto conversion, and it's very difficult to distinguish the additional value of the employee fulfilling their job. One more crucial problem of a motivational system is its invariability or lack of flexibility. As any other tool, a motivational system can be applied in different conditions and the outcome may be also different. So, depending on the environment, the motivational system should be also changing and adapting. In case you use a hammer as a single tool for all the construction works, you may succeed, but the result will not be as good as you might have expected. The same here goes with the motivational system. Also, there are different stages your business may be in. It may be growing the client base, or updating the product line, or increasing the average profit per user, and so on. And your motivation system should support the current stage of the business and show the employees what's the most important in their work at the moment. Finally, there are different employees, and the results of these employees may also vary, and a properly built motivation system should consider this as well. For example, if there's a lagging KPI for a certain employee, the weight of this KPI in the employee scheme can be increased, so the focus of attention of the employee on this KPI will be higher, or at least the company will save some money in case the employee's results are poor and thus the salary will be paid less. Traditionally, I've mentioned only those problems which appear most often, which I have faced personally and which I have also managed to resolve. In case you recognized one of these problems as one which prevents you from sleeping soundly at night, feel free to contact me because I'm sure I can help you. Thanks for watching.